Welcome back, I'm prepared a bit bedazzled because today I'm going to be shining light on my story appertaining to working my first minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry at a gross wage of $6.55 per hour at age 16, that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of Draconian slavery and Draconian oppression. So how is this aforementioned work experience, you may ask? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify an answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my grief, much to my agony, much to my agitation, much to my irritation, working this aforementioned minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry was an ineffably, egregiously abysmal experience and no facets. Was this employee job devoid of redeeming qualities? It did not allow for any pensions nor any benefits, and the emolument was capped at the minimum wage threshold during my employee shifts at the employer's distant job site. I detested and disdained working this aforementioned minimum wage employee job. Would I deem this aforementioned minimum wage employee job to be a dead-end, highly time-depleting, debilitating, dispiriting, unfulfilling, undesirable, harrowing, distressful, really wretched, ineffably agonizing job, and no facets? Once again, to recapitulate, this minimum wage employee job was unequivocally a dreadful job to work. It was an owner's burden to sustain working this employee job during each and every employee shift. When your pay grade is fettered at the minimum wage threshold, then it preempts you from being able to afford to attain an extremely low standard of living if it is your only stream of revenue. Working this aforementioned minimum wage employee job was a highly time-depleting pursuit. Working this aforementioned minimum wage employee job required strenuous, grueling, laborious, and debilitating manual labor to sustain working. It required incessant heavy lifting during the employee shifts to sustain working. The minimum wage is not a subsistence wage. If you're earning a minimum wage, and if it is your only source of remuneration, it will not furnish you with enough purchasing power to be able to afford to attain your basic needs, such as the basic need of housing and the basic need of transportation. The hazardous employee working conditions that this job had entailed exposure to secondhand smoke at the employer's distant job site. I was exposed to deleterious carcinogens, hazardous neurotoxins, and noxious endocrine disruptors. Certain customers would profusely smoke at the restaurant's outdoor dining area. Moreover, certain employees would profusely smoke at the restaurant's outdoor dining area. As per my first minimum wage employee job, I was recalcitrant about working it. When you conduct a cost-benefit analysis prior to the advent of working a minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry, you can ascertain that it does not warrant the time expenditure nor the calorie expenditure. It is a Brobdingnagian squanderance of a person's precious, finite, invaluable, indispensable, and sacrosanct time, and no facets. You never want to misallocate your time You never want to needlessly squander your time. Your time is precious and valuable, finite, and sacrosanct. You want to work in capacities that furnish you with an uncapped and unfettered earnings potential. You want to work in capacities that can at least furnish you with a modicum of a chance to attain financial stability and financial security. If your only source of emolument is derived from working a minimum wage employee job, then it will culminate in you having a 0% chance to attain financial stability and financial security if you do not pivot to working in capacities that can at least provide you with some semblance of a chance to attain financial stability and financial security. It is also preferable to work jobs that offer benefits, offer pensions, offer safe working conditions, and that at least offer a livable wage. So, during my employee shifts at the employer's distant job site, when I was working my first minimum wage employee job, I was tasked with fulfilling the server's role. The bussers would not only haul heavy trays of dishes from the dining areas of the restaurant to the kitchen, but they would also take the customers' drink orders, prepare the beverages for the customers, and subsequently dole out the beverages to the customers. The role of the server should not be outsourced to the bussers. The restaurant leveraged 2 bussers in lieu of leveraging 4 bussers. They could have onboarded more personnel. The managers there had an aversion to hiring more bussers because it would amplify their labor costs. Almost all the profits that companies generate are reserved for their shareholders, executives, and external directors. So, when I was working my first minimum wage employee job, not only was I imperiled as a result of secondhand smoke tainting the outdoor dining area of the restaurant that I was exposed to, but I was also doing early morning shifts, which disrupted my circadian rhythm, and I was also undergoing grueling, debilitating, laborious, and strenuous manual labor ceaselessly throughout the employee shifts at the employer's distant job site. Furthermore, I would also fulfill the role of the server by recording the beverage orders, preparing the beverages, and subsequently doling out the beverages to the customers. All the servers would do there is jot down the entrees and the appetizers that the customers requested, and subsequently bring out the entrees and appetizers to the customers. The customers would seldom tip the bussers, so it was almost tantamount to working for free. When I was working my first minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry at a gross wage of $6.55 per hour at age 16 that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of Draconian slavery and Draconian oppression. I was averse to working this job. However, my parent wanted me to do so, and I acceded to working this job even though I was hesitant in all facets to do so. It's almost commensurate to working for free. Did not offer a subsistence wage, did not offer any benefits, did not offer any pensions, and it had hazardous employee working conditions, and it was extraordinarily cumbersome to sustain working even for a single employee shift. So I hope that you deem this video to be riveting, captivating, mesmerizing, enthralling, intriguing, engrossing, and insightful. I hope that you're entrenched in the unallied epicness. Thanks for watching. Have a blissful day.